courage, commitment, desire. This is the Blitz, baby!
I'm Travis Downey.
And I'm Adam Pruitt.
And this is the first edition, the preseason edition, if you will, of the Northwest Florida Daily News' Football Blitz, where we're getting ready for the 2009 season. And to do that, we're going to look back at 2008, kind of go over the top 10 storylines from a year ago. And with that, I guess, you know, we're talking about the start of a new season. The 10th storyline that we're going to start off with, beginning at Rocky Bayou.
Yeah, number 10 on our list, we've got Rocky Bayou, first year of the program. Rocky Bayou actually started the season off last year with its very first win, 25-12 over Monroe Day. Rocky Bayou ended up with 3 wins on the year, which is really fantastic for a first-year program. You know, a lot of first-year programs will put up a goose egg, and you know, I expect bigger and better things at Rocky Bayou in the future.
That'll lead us to number 9, and I think with number 9, it's more of an individual theme story here. Domangue, the outstanding quarterback at Baker, coming off a junior year in which he rushed for over 1,000 yards. Everyone knew he was the big weapon there at Baker. Had an even better year as a senior. Eclipsed 1,000 yards rushing again, 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns. Improved his numbers through the air, had 9 touchdowns passing as opposed to 6 the year previous. Those 2 years, over 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. So Domangue closing his career at Baker on a high note would be the number 9 story.
We're going to stick with the quarterback theme for number 8. We've got the emergence of Luke Barnes at Fort Walton Beach.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, got a verbal commitment to Troy this year, and he's going to be chasing some of Danny Werfel's records, and you can attribute a lot of that to his junior year. He passed for 2,786 yards and 26 touchdowns, and oh yeah, this kid can run too. He rushed for 500 yards. Fantastic arm, can throw the thing probably 70 yards. Great accuracy. Just a phenomenal quarterback who's poised for a great senior year.
It'll be fun to follow this year. And at number 7, Choctawhatchee, Greg Thomas, his first year here with the Indians program. Kind of out of nowhere, don't tell Greg Thomas that, but Choctawhatchee, previous 2 years, they win 5 games combined. Last year, under Thomas's direction, the program wins 5 games, finishes 5-4. Very closely just missed on a District 2 4A title, which I don't think anyone was predicting outside of the Choctaw locker room. I know we didn't. So Choctaw, Greg Thomas, that first year success was one of the bigger stories of last season.
Okay. And at number 6, we've got the biggest upset of the year. On October 24th, we had Crestview, losers of, at that point they were 2-4. They had lost 3 straight games, facing a Fort Walton Beach team that was actually 6-0 at the time. They had beaten every team by 17 points or better, and Crestview stuns the Vikings that night with a 14-13 win. It ended up being the start of just a miraculous turnaround for Crestview. They ended up winning their last 4 games. They ended up, you know, capturing second in a shootout, which got them into the playoffs. And you know, behind Jordan Glover, just a fantastic tailback who once the Crestview switched back to the eye last year, it was just outstanding and really carried that team to 4 wins in the playoffs.
At number 5, back to the kind of the individual storyline here, Roy Finch. The arrival of Roy Finch in Niceville really kind of put football in this area on its ear. Finch comes from Oklahoma. He's named the Daily News Big School Player of the Year. Just a phenomenal athlete. Rushed for over 1,200 yards actually. He's a threat in the receiving game or a threat in the kicking game. Verbally committed to Oklahoma this summer. Big things expected of him once again as a senior at Niceville. So Roy Finch, number 5.
Okay. At number 4, we've got Fort Walton Beach and their run to the regional finals. Fort Walton Beach ended up being the area's most winning team last year. They ended up with 10 wins. Great offense. Their defense was banged up a lot of the year, but it came in as the most imposing defense. Probably left that way as well. They racked up, you know, again, 10 wins. They were expected to go the furthest in the playoffs, and the Vikings delivered on that promise.
And that's going to lead to our number 3 storyline of the 2008 football season. That is the shootouts. We had shootouts in both District 2 4A and District 1 2B. It was a great season, and it just kind of fitted. It was kind of fitting that the season needed extra time to decide its winners. When the dust settled, Fort Walton Beach, as many predicted, claimed the 2 4A crown. Crestview, weathered that rough storm early. They finished as the runner-up, both schools in the playoffs. Choctaw on the outside looking in. And then in 1-2B, South Walton completed a miraculous regular season for them. They win their first title. Baker gets to be runner-up, so they're both in the playoffs. Just a phenomenal way to end a regular season.
Yeah, and that's a perfect lead into then to number 2, South Walton in their breakout season. Most wins in school history at 9. Again, as Travis said, they've got their first district title, and they had their first playoff win. And you know, their offense in particular was outstanding. The year before, you know, 14 points was a struggle for them.
Right.
That was the absolute minimum for the team last year. Thanks in large part to offensive coordinator, you know, Ron Mayer. Again, let's see how the Seahawks do in the future, because they've got their barometer now.
Right. And that leads us to our top moment, or most memorable moment of this 2008 season. That was, you mentioned all these highlights, all these, you know, big successes. The season got underway on a very dark note with the passing of Taylor Hagen, sophomore wide receiver at Niceville High School. Died tragically at the kickoff classic with Fort Walton Beach. A young man whose life ended way too soon. But I guess, you know, if you look for a silver lining in such a tragic loss, that team rallied around the loss of their friend and their teammate. The outpouring of emotion and support at that memorial service was something that I'll never forget. And I think that when you look at it, and it just encompassed what is, you know, high school athletics. It's more than just sports. It's families coming together and helping each other out. That, I think, was the top story of 2008.
Absolutely, and I think you know, these kids are going to have a lot to live up to in 2009.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Northwest Florida Daily News Prep Football Blitz. Be sure to check nwfvarsity.com throughout the year for more prep sports.
We'll see you on the sidelines.